Hey guys, it's the video you've all been waiting for, and something that I'm extremely happy to be bringing to you because the motor has arrived from America and I'm about to get it unboxed. So if you watched my last video, then you would have been waiting for this video with bated breath because I hinted that I'll be waiting for a motor to arrive from America so that I could then use the chassis jig that we built in the last video to then start constructing the chassis. But of course, because I didn't have a motor, I couldn't really do a whole lot because it's such an integral part of the build of this S15. So I'm about to go and unbox it out of the van and we'll see what we're dealing with. It is a Nissan VK45, but with a difference. This is a 3.5 litre, so it's been de-stroked down to 3.5 litres using a flat plane crank. And these were campaigned in the Indy Light series between 2009 and 2012 or thereabouts. As you can see, this motor is an absolute work of art, and it's something that I'm so lucky to own. It's something that I'm so happy to own and have in this Nissan S15. I can't wait to hear it sing at around 8,500 RPM, that flat plane crank, small 3.5 litre capacity, producing close to 500 horsepower. I think will be perfect for this S15 build, and I'm hoping that the engineering that I can do to then form the suspension and the chassis around this motor will really complement the whole combo, and I'll be making it as lightweight as possible so that I can use all of the accessories on this engine, like the triple plate clutch and all the bits and pieces to try and make it all work. When I was talking to the seller of the motor in Indianapolis, we were talking about dimensions, and I was measuring my S15 to make sure it would fit in the perfect location. Being quite a small V8, it's very compact, but having the big Kinsler intake manifold, it's quite tall with the airbox being on top, and I wanted to fit all of this as far back and as low down as possible. I really wanted the motor to sit rearward of the front axle so that I could swing all the suspension in front of the motor and create a structural frame in front of this, and then a structural frame sort of where the firewall is going to sit, and then link these two up with tube and then use the motor as a structural member as they do in Indy cars. And so I've got quite a lot of work ahead of me. I'm looking to now scan the engine so that I can work out all of the fixing points and then start working CAD to plot out my suspension and start working on heights and getting everything right. So this required getting the jig all set up, and I've just welded on some wheels to the jig so that I can move it around the workshop. I've been working on a number of other things in here, so I want to make sure that I've got my hoist free for other jobs when I need to, so this jig can then sit on the floor or up on the hoist as I need to. And this will be something that I'll be working on for the next couple of years, and I'm so excited to now have this motor and to start working on the front end of the chassis. So now I've got my dream motor, I've got it sitting on the chassis jig for the S15, and I can start designing all of my suspension and motor pickup points and everything required, including headers and everything else. So the front half of the car should now be somewhat all there. I just need to start figuring out what the rear end of the car is going to look like, and that'll be for another video, but it'll be something around a 6-speed sequential transaxle gearbox that has all the suspension hanging off that, and then I'll be able to build all of that and start working out the rear end of the car. But my goal is to make it as light as possible and to really test out my engineering prowess to try and get all of the suspension design sorted on that front of the motor. And I cannot wait to fire this thing up and hear it scream. Thanks for watching.